everybody. We're here doing a
Hi.
360-degree interview with my buddy, my pal, Chris Jericho.
Yeah, recently reunited
Yes,
pals. I had a lot of problems with you for a while, but now we have a good
cool?
working relationship.
We're good?
Yeah, well, yeah, for now.
For now, depending on how this goes.
In 360, we're good. If this was just normal 180,
straight on,
we would have a lot of problems.
Hell no.
Hells no.
We've got to cover all angles, so we have to at least pretend that we're getting
Right,
along.
exactly.
Ugh.
So,
Let's point out this hardware you've got on real quick, though.
I was at a club the other day and someone, that guy likes chains. I don't know, I like bracelets, and they do all kind of have chain-esque qualities. 3 of them are expensive, 3 of them are cheap AF, and I'm not sure which ones are which.
Isn't that the key, though? Is combining the high end and the low end? That's
it's a good mix.
How you do it, everybody.
Mix. So yeah, it's a good mix. So you don't come across too pretentious, because some of these things are serious.
$5.
Yeah, no, there's
and
$5.
then you really kick it up after
Right, exactly.
that.
We don't know which one it is. So if you're trying to rob me, you don't know which one to take.
So
and you're only going to get 1 or 2 before I escape.
Take them all as a suggestion.
If you can.
Okay, unfortunately, we're not here to talk about fashion today.
What?
No, we can maybe do that for another .com exclusive. But we're going to be talking about all of your WrestleMania history.
Okay,
You've got a lot.
I do, yeah.
We're getting set up. I mean, it's WrestleMania week. We're very close to it all going down in Orlando. But you've faced so many different opponents at WrestleMania. Where would you kind of rank them as far as favorite to ones that you maybe didn't like so much if you have them?
I think the goal of every performer in the WWE at WrestleMania time is to have the best match on the show, the show stealer.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, sometimes you're not put in a position to do that. If you're in a match that, maybe it's a multi-person match, or maybe it's there's certain matches that okay, these ones are the ones that have a chance to steal the show.
Yeah.
And I think versus Shawn Michaels at 19 was the one that did that for me. In 32 WrestleManias, only 32 matches have been the best on the show.
Of course.
And we had one of those ones. So that would obviously be the top of the list, no pun intended. I think as you go through, the one I had with Edge was a lot of fun. The one last year with AJ was really, really good.
Oh, yeah.
Those ones stand out. I think the one that I had with the Legends, the real story is originally it was supposed to be me versus Mickey Rourke. It's right in the year when the wrestler came out.
I would pay so much money to see
We could have done it,
that.
but something went down and things fell apart on his end with his people and his agents and stuff, and he wasn't allowed to do the match. Maybe least favorite match-wise, I wasn't a fan of the match that Regal and I had at WrestleMania 17. It was kicking off the show. The story leading to it was great. I just wasn't happy with the match. That was on me. So that's probably down there towards the lower levels of actual matches.
So when you mentioned that of like kicking off a show versus like the different points to be at in the WrestleMania card, I mean, obviously being in the main event, but is there another spot in there?
So I mean, I think it's interesting because, like, for example, in the main event of WrestleMania 18 with Triple H, before us was Hogan versus Rock, which, if you watch that, is probably one of the greatest matches of all time.
Yeah.
Once again, not technically, but crowd reaction-wise.
Sure.
By the time we got out there, the crowd was fairly dead, from what I recall, and I don't.
Are you kind of like cursing when you're about to?
I did not. I tried my best to get that switched. It was Tyson versus Ali.
Yeah.
Hogan versus Rock. I mean, what more do you want, right? I mean, there's 2 generations of the biggest stars of their world. If you throw in Steve Austin, you get the 3 biggest stars in WWE history, and 2 of them were wrestling each other. Yeah. So to go on after that, I knew there's nothing we can do.
Well, I talked to Sasha Banks right before I sat down here with you, and she was saying how you kind of gave her the little tidbit of information that when you go out there, you think that the crowd's not reacting.
Right.
So how are you able? Do you just have to block that out and just keep doing what you need to do?
Well, you really do. I mean, because if you're in front of a stadium crowd, it's a wide open area, a wide open roof.
Yeah.
So if you're in an arena and it's jam-packed full, the sound travels down.
Yeah.
It hits you. When you're in a stadium, the sound travels kind of up into the ether.
So weird.
So you're not really catching the reaction. It's a little bit of a delayed reaction, and
Yeah.
it does take a while to get used to. I remember with Edge, we did some kind of a really cool reversal into something, and it was like nothing was going on. I watched it back, it sounded loud, super loud.
Yeah. So WrestleMania 21, the ladder match.
Yeah.
Run me through that, because you helped kind of develop this concept.
I created it with Brian Gewirtz. I think maybe some kind of a multi-man match, maybe it's a ladder match, but what's it for? Well, we had an idea, maybe my idea was maybe we make it for a contract to challenge for the world title the next night. And then Brian said, well, what if, I'm not sure, he went and pitched it to Vince. He came up with the Money in the Bank idea, and then it suddenly kind of morphed to any time over the next year. That is a Jericho co-write.
Put the stamp on that.
You know, yeah, stamp it on, man.
Cheer me on, man!
You've been someone that's been able to evolve your character so much throughout your career. Why do you think that this incarnation of Chris Jericho has been one of your best friends? And I mean, it's been so great.
You just made the list!
You just never know what's going to click and what's going to work, and that's why did this work? Because for whatever reason, people were waiting for this character, and I had the right foils, starting with AJ, going to Ambrose, going with the Owens thing, Rollins, Reigns, all these guys were just so great and perfect foils to do this with. So, or scarves, people love the scarves, and they love it, and they love, you know, drink it in, man, cheer me on, man.
But that's what's so crazy is I feel like the importance of a catchphrase. I feel like so many people know when you're in WWE, it's so important to have a catchphrase. You put it on t-shirts, people are chanting it. You've just cranked out a handful of them in this one version of your career.
And
it's
so
crazy.
many they didn't even use, you know. And then last week I was thinking, well, I don't want to go back to Jerichoholics because that's kind of old school. So I'll make you the Friends of Jericho. Cheer me on, man. I mean, there's a whole other one. I saw the other day they had coffee cups of